Siener van Rensburg, The Rise of Russia and the Fall of Empires. There is a storm coming, and in the long shadows of history, one man, simple, humble, often ignored, saw it clearer than most scholars and leaders ever could. Siener van Rensburg, the Boer prophet, a man raised in the dust of South Africa, yet shown visions that would shake the entire world. He spoke of kingdoms, he saw continents shifting, he saw fire and betrayal and revival, and at the center of it all, he saw the rise of a dark and powerful force. Before we continue, if you're loving the content and want to take things to the next level, why not consider joining the channel? As a member, you'll unlock some seriously awesome perks. We're talking exclusive badges, emojis to flex in the comments, sneak peeks of upcoming videos, and even special shoutouts during the show. Plus, you'll be directly supporting the channel so I can keep bringing you the best content possible. Just hit that join button below and take your seat among the legends. And hey, if you're not ready to join, no worries. Your likes, comments, and shares still mean the world to me. Thanks for being here and know that you are appreciated. Now let's continue with the video. Russia. He saw it rise when the world least expected. Not with tanks and communism this time, but with strategy, deception, and a twisted imitation of righteousness. He described Russia as wearing the garments of a Christian nation, but behind the mask, it remained the same calculating beast. This was not the Russia of Lenin or Stalin. This was a new Russia, a spiritual deceiver, one that pretends to fight for Christian values, yet secretly prepares for global war. One that plays both sides, allying with dictators, funding chaos, all while seducing the conservative West with its fake morality. And while Russia gathers allies, the rest of the world sleeps. Siener warned, the West will be caught off guard, churches will be distracted, governments will be divided. He saw ships at sea, movements in the east, and when Russia moves, it will move fast. Alliances forming that most of the world won't take seriously until it's too late. But Russia was not the only player. Siener also foresaw Germany, crushed after 2 world wars, drowning in shame, mocked by the nations. But Germany's story wasn't over, not even close. He said Germany would rise again, slowly, almost invisibly at first. And when the world stops watching, Germany will become a global superpower, not through brute force at first, but through economic control, technology, and military intelligence. And when the Great War comes, Germany will be one of the few that survives intact. In Siener's vision, Germany rises after the war, stronger, bolder, and with a leadership role that shocks the entire planet. It will become, as he said, the world's new leader. But before that resurrection, the old powers must fall, and the first to fall is England. The empire once so mighty, on whose colonies the sun never set, becomes a ghost. Siener saw visions of smoke, fog, and silence. He described England vanishing, not only in influence but in spirit. The nation would lose its identity. It would embrace wickedness. It would betray Israel and turn its back on truth. And when judgment comes, it would be quick. A collapse so sudden, the world will barely have time to react. Siener saw it disappear like a ship vanishing into mist. In America, he spoke very little, but what he saw was enough. A land of pride, of noise, of chaos. A nation that once stood tall, now divided from within. He saw cities burning, families breaking, faith fading, and most terrifying of all, he saw America turn on Israel in the final hours. And that, he warned, would be the trigger for judgment. He described a great nation across the sea, glowing red with fire, then falling into silence. But these weren't isolated events. No, these were dominoes. Siener saw a pattern, a long, slow buildup, like pressure under the earth before an earthquake. He saw economic tension, mass immigration, corruption in high places, and eventually, the spark. Some believe it will be an assassination. Others think it'll be a false peace agreement gone wrong. But Siener didn't specify. What he made clear is this. Once the first shot is fired, there is no turning back. War sweeps through Europe. Refugees flood the borders. Ships clash on the seas. Nations collapse in hours. and this is just the beginning. The world calls it World War III, but Siener called it the time of great shaking, because out of the ashes rises something far more terrifying. A new order, a new global structure, the system that will one day hand the crown to the Antichrist. But not yet. Siener's visions show that the Antichrist does not rise immediately. There is a gap, a short period of false peace, a time when the world is rebuilding, regrouping, trying to find hope in leaders who speak unity, but carry death in their mouths. And this is the calm before the real storm, because this war, this shaking, happens before the tribulation, before the mark, before the great signs in the heavens. It's a setup, a chessboard, a countdown, and we're already on the clock. So what now? Do we panic? Do we hide? No. We watch, we warn, we wake the sleepers. God didn't give Siener these visions so we could tremble. He gave them to us so we could prepare. Because when the world starts falling apart, those who were awake will rise up. Those who know the times will not be shaken. They will stand with truth, with discernment, with fire in their bones and peace in their hearts. Because the remnant is not afraid of war. The remnant was born for this. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.